Right? Absolute garbage. That move right there is a crime against nature, paleontology, and frankly, common sense. And today, we are putting it on trial. You just saw it. It's completely unbelievable. I've seen the Hollywood blockbusters, the indie animations, the old stop-motion classics. I've seen T-Rexes fight, Gigaspinos fight, Trixu, and I can tell you, with every fiber of my being, that what the Carnotaurus just did is the single most unfair, illegal, and disrespectful move I have ever seen. So today, we're not just watching a fight. Carnotaurus would have to use its agility to dance around, trying to find an opening while avoiding that killer tail. There's a tail swing, a near miss. The tension is building. It connects not a clean shot to the head, but a solid whack to the Carno's side that should have, at minimum, cracked some ribs and sent it running. The Carnotaurus, probably getting frustrated, tries a full-on frontal charge, maybe trying to use its horns to knock the ankle. A bold move, but a stupid one. The Ankylosaurus just hunkers down. Its center of gravity is so low you'd never be able to flip it. Ankylosaurus would stay low, protecting its soft belly, and swing its club at anything that moved. It's a battle of patience versus aggression. I have 3 main reasons why this move isn't just unfair, but a total fabrication that needs to be thrown out. They were just evolutionary leftovers. The forearm was tiny, the fingers were fused together, and they couldn't move. They probably didn't even have claws. They had no grip strength, no leverage. Let us pretend we re in a world where the laws of physics are just a gentle suggestion. Even then, in the world of dino fights, this is just bad writing. Carnotaurus is always, in almost every movie or show, the speed guy. It takes the entire concept of the Ankylosaurus and throws it in the trash. The Carnotaurus is disqualified for, let's call it, extreme biological nonsense and a total lack of sportsmanship. This one, infuriating moment ruins the Carnotaurus's reputation. Every other win it has is now questionable. It can't be seen as a respectable high-speed predator anymore. Now, it's the dinosaur that had to cheat to win. It's the asterisk champion. The Lance Armstrong of the late Cretaceous, forever tainted by a performance-enhancing move that was literally unbelievable. The official winner of this fight, by default and moral right, is the It's like fighting a knight in full plate armor. And instead of looking for a gap, you just phase your hand through his chest plate and grab his heart. Is this the most criminal move in dinofight history, or have you seen one that's even worse? Let me know in the comments. I want to hear about the moments that made you want to throw your remote at the TV. Tell me your most hated, most unfair, most rage-inducing dinosaur fight ending. It's lazy. It's disrespectful to the Ankylosaurus, turning it from a walking fortress into a joke with a loose panel. It's a narrative cop-out of the highest order. Its whole thing is its charge, its horns, and its bite. It's a hit-and-run attacker. Because believe me, after watching hundreds of these things, I've got a lot more cases to bring to court. That's the fight we were promised. That is not the fight we got. It's not its power. It's not its move. The case is closed, the evidence is in, and the verdict has been rendered. For my money, this is the single most unfair ending to a dinosaur fight ever created. It's a moment of pure, grade-A baloney. It's a random, unearned ability that just shows up at the perfect moment to end the fight. That's like watching a boxing match, and in the final round, one guy suddenly shoots lasers out of his eyes. It's not a surprise. It's a betrayal of the fighter we thought we knew. This dinosaur is the polar opposite of the lightly built, weighing about 1.5 to maybe 3 tons on a good day. Carnotaurus was built for one thing: speed. The Anky's armor was made of osteoderms fused to its body, built to withstand the bite of a Tyrannosaurus rex. The idea that a Carnotaurus' dinky little arm stubs could generate enough force to tear one of these off is an insult to physics. It's not just unlikely. It's biologically impossible. It's pure fantasy. In the world of fictional dinosaur fights, this is the ultimate cheap shot. The entire point of the Ankylosaurus, its whole identity as a fighter, is its impenetrable armor. That's its thing. A fight against an Anky is supposed to be a puzzle. How do you get past this defense? Do you try to outlast it? Do you try to flip it over? Do you go for the legs? With powerful legs and a specialized tail, it was basically the cheetah of the late Cretaceous, made for explosive sprints to chase down prey. Its main weapons are the 2 sharp, bull-like horns over its eyes, and a mouth full of nasty blade-like teeth. We're opening an investigation. We're going to break this down, frame by frame. It's pressed right up against the armored body. And it does. The thing, it's famously tiny, comically small arms. The arms that paleontologists call The arms that are somehow even smaller and more useless than Rex's. And with these pathetic little noodles, it somehow gets a grip. In this corner, weighing in at a hefty 4 to 8 tons, we have the undisputed king of defense, the walking fortress. The 4 useless clawless fingers of the Carnotaurus press against the Ankylosaurus's armor. They find a seam between 2 of the giant osteoderm plates that are fused to the skeleton, by the way, and they just pry. The sound effects want you to believe there's this incredible power, a groaning of bone and sinew. And then, pop. A dinner plate-sized piece of armor gets ripped clean off, exposing the soft flesh underneath. The Carnotaurus delivers one bite, and it's over. The crowd goes wild, and I start spiraling. This thing is less a dinosaur and more a biological tank. Its entire body, from head to tail, was covered in thick, bony plates, called os. We're talking armor so tough, it was made of fused bone, probably laced with keratin, creating a shield that could likely shrug off a bite from a tyrannosaurus. It even had armored eyelids. Let me say that again. Its eyelids were armored, and prove why this is the cheapest, most infuriating victory in the history of prehistoric combat. The Yankees' game plan is simple. Hunker down, become an impenetrable rock, and wait for the enemy to make a fatal mistake. It is the definition of a defensive master. First, let's meet our fighters. And of course, you've got the business end, which it could swing hard enough to shatter the leg bones of any predator dumb enough to get too close. And in the other corner, we have the challenger, the meditating bull, Carnotaurus. So, a normal fair fight between these two should be a classic clash of styles. Speed versus armor. Let's roll the tape again. The fight starts just like you'd think. Carno is weaving, Anky is waiting. The Carnotaurus practically bounces off the armor and stumbles. The Ankylosaurus sees its chance and swings its tail. But then, it happens. The moment that spits in the face of science. The Carnotaurus, instead of backing off, lunges into the Ankylosaurus. You can see it, plain as day. All right, this is where I lay out my case. Let's talk about those arms. Look, every paleontologist worth their salt will tell you that the Carnotaurus's arms were useless for a fight. Suggesting these arms could rip off a piece of Ankylosaurus armor is like saying you could unscrew the bolts on a battleship with a pair of wet noodles. Okay, fine. Nowhere, in any version of this character, has Carnotaurus ever had some kind of secret armor-piercing super. Finally, you have to respect the game. Every great matchup has unwritten rules, a code of honor. This magic armor-prying move doesn't solve the puzzle. It just cheats. So, the court's decision is clear. The victory is thrown out. But the damage is done. So, there you have it. But what do you think? Am I right to be this upset? And if you enjoy taking fictional fights way too seriously, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell.